I was part of Yestermorrow's first Woodworking Intensive Certification program, and that happened this past winter. So this was our first day of class. John McCown took us out into the woods and showed us a little bit about where wood comes from. We talked all about how trees grow, what makes them what they are, and then on into how we're going to use them and all of that. And our first project, we made Kate Stefferson some new kitchen cabinets, and these are the cabinets. I couldn't include a picture of the finished product, but you can see we basically just learned some really simple cabinetry, frame and panel, doors, inset drawers. Eric Saufer was our instructor on that. We also moved on to some basic furniture techniques. I'm sure some of you in here have actually taken this course at Yestermorrow. It's I think it's just the shaker end table is the name of it, but basically learned some of the use of tools and got a good feel for how to use the tools that we were going to be using. Part of that table we got to do a little bit of hand joinery. So this is one of the students in the course starting in on some dovetails which made up the drawer for the end table, which led us into Skip's section of the course, which was joinery, and we got to learn some more advanced techniques which students put to good use. This is an example of a student design project where he used full through mortise and tenons with wedges, and if you can actually see it, this is suspended. That's not supported by anything other than the double wedges through there. So that was pretty neat way of using some of the techniques we were learning. Another student design project, this was a completely collapsible shelf system designed entirely around apple crates. And it was meant to be done in a sense that you could actually mold it to be done in different ways. Everything's taken apart, and similar to that last slide, it's done with through mortise and tenons and wedges. This is another student project. She used a full slab of live edge cherry and made a bench, which turned out to be very sturdy. I didn't think it would be when it was going together, but you can see there's a mitered edge at each corner, and then mitered splines that go through, making it really, really solid. Dave Spooner did machine repair and maintenance with us, and actually let us test out the new saw stops downstairs. But of course, being Yestermorrow, we couldn't find hot dogs, which is what's traditionally used, so there's tofu on that board. And it does work, it acts like flesh. Another cabinets project that we got to do was a little bit more intricate. We made the concession stand for the Savoy Theater up in Montpelier, and it was designed in an Art Deco style, so we got to do all sorts of crazy angles, and this was a curved shelf system that went with an opposing curve to the curved countertop. We also did a veneers class, so this is an example of a chessboard that was done as a veneer, and the instructor that came out for that was from the College of the Redwoods and really got into a little bit more of the graphic elements of using wood. And so this next slide, this student, Jordy, who was very enthusiastic, got really into the ideas of using wood as a graphic material, and so he used some curly maple and mahogany and made this beautiful kind of sunrise feel for his veneer class. You get to look at his pretty face. The last sort of furniture section that we did was green ladder back chairs, and so we got to do sort of a more traditional style where we took the log of wood, and in this case it was red oak that we used, and did everything from splitting it with an axe and wedges and mallets down to hand carving and shaving with the draw knives on the shave horses. And this was the finished product. We even got to do a little bit of steam bending with those back posts and the back slats, and so kind of really incorporating some new techniques to what we were learning. And then our final section of the course was a 3-week design build where we got a good solid chunk of time in the studio to really flesh out our ideas with the advice and help of some of the instructors. And this is just an example of some of the drawings that were done, and then just took to the shop and started building. And at the end of that, we had a chance to display all of our work and do a little bit of a presentation, and folks from Yestermorrow and all around the area came by. We even had a little bit of a jury, so we had Dave Sellers and Randy Toplin and Patty Darbeck. So this is Dave talking all about this display table that Mike Schwartz, one of the students in the class, made, and just kind of giving some feedback on our designs and on our work, what worked really well, what didn't work so well, and it was kind of a great way to culminate all the projects. The same guy that made the cabinets decided he was going to make a king-size bed and he wasn't going to take no for an answer, which he did in the end. The neat thing about this bed is it's actually entirely collapsible, so he was able at the end of that day to take it apart, pack it in his car, and drive it home. This is one of my projects. I made a toy chest and ended up making my own personal theme for the course, Toys and Games, and made a number of different types of games, and would like to continue that in my time here at Yestermorrow. This student made a desk. He's about to embark upon graduate school, and decided that what he should do was give himself a good workspace, something that he could design and use the way he would need a desk, and he made extra sort of sections to pull out to give him more space on the desk, spots for books. And this final one is one of the interns here, Mary Kate, designed this very simplistic chair, but wove using the same rope that you would use on a hammock, wove sort of a figure-8 pattern to make an actually very comfortable chair, and a matching table that she did.